Diana, this is one of my favorite topics. Influencers, sometimes they come in a moment, sometimes they come in a lifetime. Um, you mentioned about on when we talked a little bit on the leadership care video about smiling, and my first influence, or real first influence, was my grandfather, and him, my grandmother, my mom, and my aunt came immigrated from Kiev, Ukraine, to Canada. And but my grandfather used to take me for walks when I was about four, five, six. And one day, I remember, and I called him Zeta. I asked him, "How do you know all these people?" Because he talked to everybody. Which later I realized I obviously got the DNA somehow. But and he said, "Well, you see this guy coming up to me." One day I smiled at him, and he looked up and he smiled back at me. And then he came over. I didn't know him, and he talked to me. And then while we were doing that and smiling and laughing, somebody else came over to us and he became friends too. And we did other stuff. And I can literally remember my 5-year-old brain saying, well, life's going to be easy. I just have to smile, literally. And then you start getting older and you mess that up with all the stupidities and stuff we're taught that it's more complex than that. And then you get more wise again and you realize it's not complex. Smiling does affect people physiologically, psychologically, etc. So with that shortened but still long story, and you reminded me of it when you talked about smiling. Can you share? I know there's probably plenty, but can you share two or three people that have been influential in your life?
So definitely my grandmother who passed away years ago, but she always had a smile on her face and a laugh and always looked for the positive in people. So she was the key for me. My parents always believed in me and provided good guidelines in terms of faith and discipline and living a good life and impacting others. And
And working in the outside in the yard and
yes,
everything.
that's right. Working hard. That's right. Never will forget those moments. And a third person, my high school basketball coach, Coach Fox, he was very important in terms of the importance of sports, communication, accountability, resilience, and faith, and just blending all those together. That really helped to shape me. I can look back today on lots of lessons from those people and what I get to live out and do today.
Yeah, I love what you said earlier about you can tell who's played team sports.
Yes.
How do you tell?
The focus is often just on them. Like they struggle to get like the bigger picture, and it's all about like me, right? In my situation versus okay, there's a broader reason why this company's here and why this team's here and why we're doing this project and let's, make it broader.
No, it's great. It's the leader that gives away all the credit and takes the blame, if you will, not
Yeah.
to use a cliche. In hockey, if the other team has pulled the goalie and there's no goalie, and there's two guys going up and they have a chance to put it in the empty net, one that passes to the other guy to put it in the empty net is the
Yeah.
one that's the team player, big time. And to use another sports analogy, thank you for sharing all that. That's great.